Right, we've got breaking news from Reading, and it's regarding the fallout from those protests at the club about the owner, Dai Yong. Mark McAdam is in Reading for their first home game since the match with Port Vale was abandoned after a pitch invasion, and we can speak to Mark right now. So, Mark, breaking news, what is it?
Yes, significant news with regards to that game that was abandoned earlier this month after that pitch invasion that happened in the 16th minute. We know it's all targeted at the owner, Dai Yong, and the Reading fans showed their frustration during the case of a League One game against Port Vale here at the Select Car Leasing Stadium. In the last 45 minutes, we've had an official statement from the EFL that's broken down really into three parts, and I'll take you through the most important of those three parts. And with regards to the non-fulfilment of that fixture, the game will now be played in full at another date. And I'll just read one excerpt which says the game will now happen on Tuesday the 20th of February 2024. Kickoff will be at 8 o'clock. Both clubs are liaising on the issue of ticket sales and will communicate arrangements with regards to the availability of tickets and what will happen with that game. So that's the most important point in the first section of this statement. The second, and this is crucial as well with regards to tonight's game against Derby County, is that Reading now have a suspended 3-point deduction. They have not been deducted 3 points just yet. It's suspended, and it's crucial that it's suspended, and these are the reasons why. And this is another section of the statement that has been released by the EFL, and this is regards to any further action that may happen. This is a statement we've just got as well, so I'm just going through this, but it basically says the club is now subject to suspended 3-point deduction with the sanction to be activated in either the 23-24 or 24-25 season if any future game played in any EFL competition is postponed or abandoned due to disruption, including incursion onto the field of play by the club's supporters. If it is required, the suspended 3-point deduction will become active with immediate effect in the season in which the breach occurs. So in other words, if there are any further protests that disrupt tonight's game, there will be an automatic 3-point deduction to Reading's current League One points tally. And the third and final piece of the statement that has been released by the EFL is regards to the owner, Dai Yong. And again, it's quite a lengthy statement, but I will just read out one small section. The owner of the club, Mr. Dai Yong, has today been charged with misconduct for his repeated failures to deposit the amounts equal to 125% of the club's forecast monthly wage bill in a designated bank account. Mr. Dai did not meet this month's deadline, meaning he has been in default for nearly 4 months and remains in breach of both the first decision in August 2023, the second decision in December 23, and as ordered by the Independent Disciplinary Commission. So yeah, quite a lengthy statement, but the three key points there: they have a suspended 3-point deduction, which would be actioned if there are any further protests.
Yeah, a lot to absorb there, Mark, but let's talk about that punishment then. The last thing Reading can afford is a points deduction. You're there at the ground. Any suggestion there'll be more protests tonight?
Yeah, well, obviously, here on the ground, we're just waiting for kickoff, which is at 8 o'clock today. We know that Reading are really struggling in League One at the moment. Ruben Sellers has done really a remarkable job considering all of the problems that are happening off the field. Now, the fans groups have been quite united in their stance against Dai Yong, hence which led to that incident against Port Vale at the beginning of the month. But the fan groups got together last night and they said that whilst a huge spotlight has been shone on the situation at our beloved football club, protesting on the pitch is not something that we would encourage. You have to remember that it's a criminal offence to go onto the field of play at the Select Car Leasing Stadium, and of course course, action, severe action could be taken with regards to those fans that decide to do that. They've made their point. They've got the authorities to stand up and listen. They've been engaging with the EFL. They've had constructive dialogue with all the authorities as well. It's now time to take our protests in a different direction. We have the support of the footballing public. We have the support of football fans across the country, and we have that dialogue, which is important. We now need to make sure we do things professionally, properly, and back the team in the right way. So I think the Reading fans collectively know that action on the field today is not going to be a positive step. They need to support the team from the stands. That's the key thing that needs to happen at the moment. So yeah, we're not expecting any further protests with regards to tonight's big game with Derby County in League One, based on the fact that the EFL have released that statement and the fact that the Reading fans have collectively got together and said, look, this is something we need to ensure doesn't happen. You'd imagine tonight's game will go on without a hitch. But as I say, it's important to point out that any fans that decide to protest in any capacity, they will immediately see Reading Football Club get a 3-point deduction, and of course they could be faced with severe prosecution because entering the field of play is a criminal offence. Hopefully tonight we'll be talking about the football and the action and the excitement in League One, and not the actions of a small minority of supporters.